What's up? It is, I think, Wednesday. It's April 22nd. It's 10:05 a.m. Let's get some co-hosts up.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's bring the next one on. We don't have an intro for you, so we just got to use random ones.
We got to get one for Todd.
Cheers.
You are a video guy. Maybe you could get me an image of you cut out. Ugh.
Fill in the hole.
Fill in the hole.
It's so disgusting.
Peanut butter.
All right, first off, let's talk about this. That doesn't even look like a normal waffle. Is that like a whole grain waffle?
That's like an Eggo.
Like an Eggo. It is an Eggo.
Is it a regular, though, or is it like a multi-grain?
It's a multi-grain.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So if you're going to eat the Eggo, at least do a real Eggo.
The unhealthy one.
Yeah, right. As you're slathering peanut butter all over.
That's like getting the 100-calorie Snickers instead of the real one.
And so you're eating an Eggo with peanut butter, which is disgusting. Absolutely horrible.
It's all right. I'm getting a disgusting breakfast in about 15 minutes anyway.
Your breakfast is amazing. So you are getting McDonald's.
Yeah, I have a sausage, egg, and cheese.
What?
What did I get? Egg McMuffin. I got a McMuffin this time. I usually get the sausage McGriddle, egg and cheese sausage McGriddle, but I was like, let me just get a McMuffin, and I got a coffee.
I have never had a McGriddle, but I hear
they're so good. If you like pancakes, speaking of waffles, if you like a good pancake, it's like literally having 2 pancakes with like syrup infused in them. Like it's good, but it's not syrupy. It just like has a maple flavor. It's amazing. They're so good.
Yeah.
They're like addictingly good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have to get one of those because I do like pancakes. Clearly I like anything with food.
Yeah, the McGriddles are good.
Except for peanut butter.
All right, did you guys, before we bring our guest on, he's gone again. He comes in the green room and he disappears. Where's Mas the Don? He's gone. He's not nowhere to be found.
I think he was going to work.
Was he? Well, yeah. Montabanos?
Yeah, I think he had to go to work.
We haven't. All right, did you share this? Do you guys both share this yet?
I always forgot.
Sorry.
All right, come on. We got to get some viewers.
Come on, get some viewers. How many we got? 5 million?
0. So we have 0 right now. So I don't even want to bring our guest on. We're just going to keep him in the green room. I can't bring him on. We have nobody. We're just going to talk to him.
Well, I mean, I kept him in the green room for apparently 5 hours, so I think you should just bring him on.
It was an hour and 45 minutes if we're going to be exact.
Oh, stop it. Every single one of you, stop it.
Let's see.
It's just, I almost said it, Christina, but I won't.
What?
I said I was going to say erroneous, but I won't.
Oh, you.
Hey, Gary Vaynerchuk is live. We're going up against Gary Vaynerchuk, guys. That's not good.
It's like the marketing guy, right?
Yeah.
He's whatchamacallit?
Gary V.
Yeah, Gary V.
All right,
VaynerMedia.
I'm sending this to some Facebook groups.
Hey, why the hell?
All right. We're getting people joining. We're talking about breakfast. Talking about how, okay, so you are putting peanut butter on a waffle. When I eat a waffle,
Absolutely.
I have to fill every square with butter.
Right.
I love butter, clearly. Oh. Now, when I eat pancakes, right, I love when a pancake is steaming hot. You put the butter in the middle. It starts to melt like naturally around.
Yeah.
Syrup. And then I take another chunk of butter and put it on the side, and I use the fork to take a piece of butter with every bite.
That's a lot.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a lot. So let's get our guest. Let's see if he thinks that's a lot. So we have from down to the felt, it's DTTF, down to the felt tag. You kept introducing him wrong, apparently. So not only did you keep him for an hour and 45 minutes in the green room, you didn't even get his business name right.
I got it right.
The man, the floating head, Tom Banis.
Good morning, everybody.
Whoa, what is going on here?
It is so good to be here. So good. This is so unusual to be up this early in the morning on quarantine.
This is too weird.
This is awesome. This is good content.
So I like it. He's really he's making sure everyone knows his business name. You should be doing that, Christina.
What? Having a floating head?
Just a floating head with the Techie Geek logo behind you. So
That's it.
It's making me like uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Very
it's the
Conan-ish.
uncanny, you're in the uncanny valley right now.
I'm like afraid.
So crazy.
So
So what is up with everybody?
It's 10 a.m. Do you know where your children are? So give us 10 minutes and we'll give you the news. So
We'll give you the
We'll give
world.
you the world.
Oh, it's the world?
Come on.
The world.
Apparently I don't
Give
watch.
us 10 minutes. We'll give you
He's
the
under
world.
promising, over delivering. I get it. I understand what he did there. That's perfect.
I'll
There's
just
nothing
give you
wrong with
today.
that.
It's 10 a.m. You're not usually up by now on a normal day.
Oh my God. I usually go to bed at 7:30 in the morning. I swear to God.
Really?
So
You're one of those?
I had to change my whole schedule to be on Bloomy in the morning. So
Jesus.
listen to this shit. So now last night my guest cancelled. Oh, I'm sorry. Could I even say shit on the Bloomfield? I forgot. This is
That's
the
terrible.
show.
That's terrible.
Sorry.
FCC's coming after us now.
So last night my guest ended up postponing till tonight that I was doing. So I was like, I don't have anything. I'll just watch. I'm gonna watch Gotham After Dark, which ended early. I was the viewer you were talking about there, Mike. I was watching the whole thing, and it was pretty sick. Mike did a whole bunch of virtual reality, and they did it the way they were supposed to do it, and I was impressed. I was very impressed with how virtual reality works.
It really is. It's really fun. Like even to the point, like we were talking earlier, Todd. It tracks your fingers. Like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What's up, Keith? Well, Keith, do you not sleep? Because I don't know how you made this show in the morning. Usually my crowd's the late night crowd. So we ended up. Oh, so I end up. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm like, I can't go to bed this early. It's impossible. It's 11 o'clock. So my wife takes ZQL. So I was like, you know what? She's like, you want to try ZQL? I'm like, I got to be up early in the morning. My mind can never go to bed that early. So I take it. This is what happens. My whole body starts to shut down and my mind was still going. I thought I was dying. I was sure that I was dying. Like my chest was getting tight. Everything was tingling all over my body. I'm like,
it was like Corona.
Right? I was like, are these bad symptoms? I was freaking out. I freaked out. And then I thanked God when I woke up this morning. Every morning I wake up and I say the 10 things I'm thankful for in my life. Number one was thank you for letting me wake up today because I really didn't think it was going to happen. That was so crazy. So crazy.
I think the weirdest part about this whole thing is that not only is it a floating head, but none of the sound is synced and none of the movement is at the same time.
He's like, it's called Greg Internet. So look, we have
right. That's my fault. I got to get a booster. Mike, come over to my house right now and put something in here.
Jimmy. So we have footage of me yesterday doing VR. Let me bring that in.
That's about right.
Oh my God, that's great. What is he even doing though?
This is the Star Wars lightsaber kid. You never saw these videos?
Oh yeah, I think he was on Tosh.0.
But then they synced them up with we're probably gonna get sued by Lucas now.
The whole sound is gonna be just turned off.
Tom is gone. Pretty impressive. He's pretty good.
It is if he's fucking getting synced that well, like that's on point.
I dig it.
Yeah, look, the VR is really fun, but my friend did text me after that. He's like, I was watching the show and you look like that Star Wars kid with the lightsaber. I was like, thanks.
Is that kid famous? Like, is he a big deal?
Who? That
I
kid?
think in like 2003 he went viral, like something like that. Like,
yeah, he went viral, but for not the right reasons, right? He was like that. Who was that other guy that sang that one song who went viral?
Rain.
No, Gundam Style.
Oh, Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I gotta go get my food. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, God bless. Take it easy. Take care. Comb your hair. All right, just you and me.
Hey, it's a floating head.
Hey, there he is.
I'm trying to play with this. I haven't green screen before. I think that's causing my glitching.
But, so I will tell you, when you do the green screen, it runs hardware processing in your Chrome browser, hardware acceleration. So it uses a lot more power on your CPU and then causes Chrome to crash.
Could be Chrome. There you go. All right. That's what I think it is.
Technical side, but yeah, so it does use a lot of it's taxing on the system.
Gotcha. This is a brand new MacBook. I was like, this is a very well-powered computer. I was like, I thought the internet was good.
Right there. So
yeah. Wow. You hate MacBooks? I'm shocked. I didn't know that.
They're only good if you do video editing and imaging. That's it.
Imaging,
Otherwise,
yeah.
other than that,
and sounds.
If you're a graphic designer,
yeah, I'll give you that sound editing.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
DJs.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for DJs, but that's it. Like businesses, standard usage, no. But we're not going to get technical. We get technical, we lose people. So, Tom.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay,
no,
I'm back.
So you're with down to the felt, right? How have you changed your business with quarantine now? Like, and tell us what you normally do, and tell us how you've adapted.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great question. So now with us, we tend to be more, we're all live events. So our three major aspects, we have a home game room retail store, which is open in Red Bank, New Jersey. We have a casino rental division that does live events for corporate and private events. And we have a bar league that we put people in the World Series. They play poker for free in bars and restaurants and nightclubs. And then we end up putting them into the World Series and playing in the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas every year. So my whole business has been frozen since March 13th. The other day, I had my first truly productive day. Now, here's my adaptation. What's happened since then is that we have converted over to retail strictly online and telephone because we can't have anybody within our physical store in New Jersey right now. We have also our live events. I am just in the process of booking my first virtual event. So it's the same thing that we would do for a corporation as a mixer and a poker event. This guy's falling asleep on me. And so, and then as a mixer and corporate event, but it's going to be done completely online, which is interesting. That's our first major jump into this realm. And then our bar league, we've converted over to you can play on Poker Stars night. Well, we give away $1,000 every weekend on Poker Stars. So we have people that can. That's my old website. How did we get my old one? That's crazy.
Is that because that's what I was going to say? I was going to say, really?
It links to the beta. It should kick you right to the beta version of the new one.
Okay, so that was right on Google. So beta does come up first, but you got. So why are you still doing beta? Why don't you change it and have it www go to beta?
I must have the wrong website, guy. I'm gonna have to. Do you do websites? I gotta do something. I don't know why that
I
happened.
can help you. Yeah, because that's like. I saw the beta. I was like, oh, why would I go to a beta? That must be something he's trying. And I went.
Yeah. No. The beta is what the real website is now. And then
you want to get that secure as well. That's a big thing for SEO and getting up there. You don't want to have not secure. But we do not do websites, but I could definitely help you and put you in touch.
Yeah, I was going to say, take the analysis. I'm all about that. I'm okay with it.
All right. So I was trying to pull up your retail store. So
there's 3 divisions. So one should say game room retail.
Game room retail. So am I missing it?
You know, the print is so small on your screen. I can't. What does that say right there on the main screen?
It says game room products.
Yeah. So maybe you don't have a picture of the actual store there.
So your old website does, right?
Yeah. You can grab that. That's okay. That's cool.
So what do you have? You have arcade games in there?
Yeah, we have arcade games, foosball. We have pool tables. My brother actually just did the first real sale post this whole Corona thing that he did a custom pool table, a custom ping pong table, a custom poker table, everything all matching woods and stains, real casino chairs, like the ones that you would find straight out of a casino. And what else did he do? It was a pretty large order. And I think he got like a plethora of arcade games.
So in the retail store, you're it's not like a place to come play poker, play games. You're selling the equipment to homeowners.
Exactly. So a lot of the times I'm definitely listed wrong with Google because it comes up as a casino. So I get people calling me to come in and play poker with us. And I'm like, no, we don't actually do that here. I was like, I could sell you everything at home to do it. So, you know what? I think that could have a spike in sales because now people are trapped home. So the arcade games are up. I think are going to swing up a little bit as people adapt and truly lock into that this is the new normal right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is going to last. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, but I think this is going to last a lot longer than people think because it's happened before. Like if you follow the same patterns of the Spanish flu and this, it's so similar. It's crazy.
Well,
that was only 100 years ago.
It is similar, right? And you got to look at history for things. But the difference between 1918 and 2020 is technology. Right?
Technology. But you know what? All right, and this is what I'm thinking too. This is what makes me nervous. So technology is a great tool, right? But it's a tool, but it can be used for good or for bad. The reason the Spanish flu is called the Spanish flu wasn't because it originated in Spain. It originated in France, but there was wartime censorship. So they didn't have anything about the flu being in the news. Yeah, Ryan, how are you, sir? So they didn't have anything about the flu being on the news. So in France, where it really originated, there's a war going on. It moves over to Spain. Spain has free press that wasn't censoring. And then they called it the Spanish flu. And we call it that now. So that shows you how powerful the media is. That's why I'm happy to be on such a reputable cast like this one in the morning that gives the true facts, because you don't get the real news outlet. So technology can allow you to inform and misinform.
Oh, just go through Facebook, right? I love going through people's posts, and they share something, and right underneath it, it's the big message: "This is fake." And then you have many comments: "I knew it," and they're resharing it, and you're like, and now Facebook is, even if you put a video up that's considered fake, it overlays it, and you have to click through that says, "I understand, I'm watching a fake video." And do you know how many people click, watch it, and still share it out?
Right.
Like,
of course,
that's the problem, and it's crazy. Now, I will tell you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say technology is allowing us to tell people what we want them to hear. So it's who has the power over the technology is a really big deal. The people,
Right.
like we, the people, have to give real information. We can't run with false, and it's crazy. Who watches the news anymore? I only watch Bloomy in the morning.
Anyone could put propaganda, right? And back in in history, governments and media control propaganda. Now anyone could start a movement and push it out there.
Correct.
And there's some news today. Like, we like to talk a little bit of news, right? Always. Yep. So there was some news today that I think we all expected, right? So the original coronavirus case was first detected in the U.S. in March. Well, guess what? So March? It came out by the CDC. Like, the first death was in March, Tom.
Oh, death was March. Okay.
Well, that was in the United States. They considered the first case.
Okay.
And we all been saying, no, it's been here longer, but there's no proof. Well, the CDC just came out. They did autopsies on bodies. The first death from corona now known in the U.S. was February 6th. So we've just moved the timeline a whole month earlier. And there was 2 people in California. They did the autopsy, and they found traces of the coronavirus in them. So now that's
where they said it started in the U.S. too, wasn't it? In California.
They thought. Well, originally the thought was Washington, right? But now it's in California. But who knows, right? No one was talking coronavirus back then. We were being told that it's not going to happen. It's not here. Let's take New York for an example. We have the biggest international airport, right? All it took was someone to come in from China, or someone traveled from China to somewhere else, make it sick. We weren't talking about it. So who knows how long it was being here? Right. And who knows if it really did start in November in China? It could have been earlier for all we know. So
it probably was.
Right. It's no one knows. Now, the scary part is, hold on, I wanna find this as we talk through this.
New York City will have different and safe July 4th celebration. Mayor.
No fire. Yeah. Everyone will be shooting fireworks off from their house. Oh, no difference.
If Ryan Donnell is watching, we should talk some news about Gronk going to the Bucks along with Tom Brady. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Nuts. It comes out of retirement.
Yeah, it comes out of retirement.
Right?
Yeah.
And now he went with Brady too.
Cush TV gig, and then he says, you know what? If Brady's going to go to the Bucks, I could probably win another Super Bowl there. I could be part of history and, get Brady to go out in the sunset and get one more Super Bowl. That's nuts.
And then I was reading, somebody put up a post on Facebook, Brian Morris, and he's like, I heard Bill Belichick is retiring and looking in Florida. He might be going to Tampa. They are trying to just take the Patriots south.
They did. There was a logo going around, the new Bucks logo with the Patriot head.
I can see that. I know my guys are all about that. They were so amped about seeing Brady go.
Yeah, I hate Brady.
I know. You know what? But he is a star, man. The movie Ted was incredible. Like, did you see Ted when Ted 2 when they went to go get Tom Brady's sperm? Hysterical. When he threw.
That's right. That was funny.
He threw the bear like a perfect spiral. When he threw him, he was like perfect spiral. Crazy.
With Gronk, because he was the one that prayed a lot, right?
No, that's Tebow.
No,
that was Tebow.
Tebow's big on.
I just saw Gronk on Shark Tank. Like, he was trying, him and his brothers were trying
They
to
have
do
some
a
business
water
in them.
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually backed him. I think it might have been A-Rod backed him. I think he was a guest.
Speaking of A-Rod, did you see that news about A-Rod and J-Lo possibly getting the Mets?
What? To buy the Mets?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty great, man.
Specifically at a coronavirus discount. I'm not kidding.
I lost a good friend's nephew that was actually a huge sports photographer for the Post. Joe, you know Joe Causey? He's friends with
Joe Causey, yeah.
His nephew
a lot of my friends know him. Yeah, that was
and his nephew passed away. His nephew knew all of these guys. He did the photos for the Post. He actually made the back page of the Post when he passed. That's sad, man. Young guy, then in his 40s.
Someone also bought the billboards throughout New Jersey. There was a bunch of billboards that he bought, like 5 billboards with his image and his image.
In memory of.
I mean, he was an icon. He was around for a long time, and he took some absolute iconic photos of New York. You know, the New York sports scene. He's the guy. He's one of the guys you saw in the pit. I recognized his face very quickly. I didn't know him, but you work enough at these events, and you recognize these people, and it's just sad.
Guys, I have some exciting news.
Bring it on.
Maybe one day we'll get the right link in the Outlook.
I sent it in Facebook.
Jerry.
Facebook. Are we going to use Instagram? Are we going to use DM?
No, normally, so that's my fault. When I was doing all the cleanup yesterday, I apparently put the Midday link from yesterday in the morning show. But I did send you as soon as I noticed, I sent it right out.
No, I'm not breaking chops. I was running late per our executive club meeting, and then I had to stop at Montalbano's. There was a little problem there, and then
what was the problem? Did you put the 1% in the 2% slot?
No, we're actually getting rid of 1%.
What happened?
They don't have 1%.
No, we do. We're getting rid of it. I don't want it no more. It doesn't. It doesn't. We're going to do 2% and whole milk.
How about skim?
You guys do fat free still?
Nope, we're not doing fat free. We're not doing skim. We're not ShopRite, guys. We're a specialty gourmet Italian.
Good Italian, man.
We need like a food show by Moss. I feel like
we are.
Every show's a food show.
Once we go live, when we can be together, we are going to do once a week actual in a restaurant. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I don't want you to bring up the source of this. Okay, let's just talk about what it shows. Okay, so we're not talking the source, but this was in China. They showed a study, and air conditioning is playing a huge thing in restaurants now. And there's articles, no matter what news source, but I just like to show this. So January 24th, this guy went to a restaurant in China. He sat at this table A, which can you see my mouse now?
Yeah. Make it full screen, bro. Make it full screen.
Make it full screen? Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to see us.
All right. He sat at table A1. This was the guy who had coronavirus. In the amount of time he was there, he infected 9 other people. 4 other people at his table were infected by him. 3 people here, 2 people on this other table. The reason this side of the room did not get affected, they did a study. The way the air conditioner was blowing is it was keeping all of the germs in this area and preventing it to come onto this side.
What?
Wow.
So that
leads back to Moss's point with these with the pressurized rooms might be a really big thing.
Right. So that's just crazy to think, but it just shows you one person was infected. He went to a restaurant, went out, and infected 9 other people. Well,
the guy that's checking in with us right now, Keith Rogers, he may have got infected. We think he was at a poker table at an event with us in the Borgata, right? So there was my whole crew was down there. We had like 60 people down there. He ended up getting infected by a woman who had it from another poker league that was sitting next to him. I don't know how many people at that table caught it, but he's like, you know what? I wasn't. I didn't take it seriously. He was one of the guys that didn't take it seriously at all. He was like, you know what? He's like, he was still high-fiving her, he said. He said he wasn't practicing social distancing. This was early March. This was before, when people weren't, or late April it might have been. So he was like, everybody was saying to do it. I didn't do it. And then he ends up coming down with it, which is crazy. And I can see that. And then not everybody, who knows, the person on the other side of her might not have gotten it, which is
You know,
Shows how
it's crazy. So it's just scary, and we see that it goes back now. It's all the way back to early February, and it could be even earlier than that. So that just goes back to what we're talking about. But let's talk some even more depressing news. I'll tell you my story about poker.
Go ahead, shoot it.
Right. So I used to love Hold'em. When I lived in Arizona, I would go to probably 2 or 3 different poker leagues a week. Like they did at bars where you would play, and they would do it. And in Arizona, there was actually a lot of free leagues where they would just get you to come drink, and I loved it. And
that's exactly what we have. Go ahead.
And I loved it. So my best friend, he had a little bit of a gambling problem. He would go, he would lose, and he would be like, "Oh my God!" He'd go and get to the ATM, take out his mortgage payment, and I can win. I know how to win. I just got to do it, right? And I'm like, dude, you can't do that. I'm taking you out, dog. I got you. So one night, he's like, all right. It was probably like 8:00 at night. He's like, all right, let's go to the casino. We go to the casino. Now, he wasn't feeling well that whole day. Like, we went to Papa John's. He didn't even eat. Like, we would do, Sunday fun day, wings, pizza, and all that. So we're at the casino. We're playing. He's actually doing really well. He's winning. And he looks at me. He's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay. He goes to the bathroom. I'm playing 20 minutes later. The guy's like, oh, where's your friend? I'm like, I don't know. He probably was smoking outside. You know, he didn't really smoke. He would smoke when we were gambling. He got 1 cigarette a week. But once he's a very talkative person. Once he starts talking, he'll talk to everybody. The nicest fucking guy. Next thing I know, I hear, would a family member of a Brian Meller please come to the to security? I'm like, what? What's that? Did he just get in a fight or something? As I get up, they're running him out in a stretcher. He had a heart attack in the bathroom and died.
Oh my God.
I didn't see that story going that way at all.
So I basically I stopped playing poker.
Wow.
Let's see. Yeah, that's why I said he was in great shape, you know.
What did he pass away from, though? Just the heart attack? Why did he have a heart attack?
He had a congenital heart disease that he didn't know about, that he should have known because his mother and his father had it, but he never got checked.
Don't they test for that stuff, especially in the military?
Not congenital heart disease, apparently. They don't check for that. He was in great shape. He would pick on me for, the only day he would cheat would be Sunday with me. Other than that, he was always making fun of me. So you know my friend Jennifer Meller, the one from Arizona that comes on?
Yeah.
That's her ex. That was her husband.
She's got good taste.
Yeah. So, the greatest guy. So that's Jen that comes on. When he passed away, his baby was, I think, 7 months old.
That's so sad.
So he had the best dog. But look at him. He was a monster. He took me to work out with him one time. I was in so much pain. But, but that's when I stopped playing poker. I loved playing poker, and that was when I stopped.
You have to do it in memory of him.
I should.
Right?
Yeah.
How do we know for sure that's how they got infected? Where else were they? I feel like there's so much speculation. So that's my aunt, and I love you to death, and that my aunt will not believe anything that she reads on CNN. And
I have a great guest for you if you'd be willing to have her on. She studies epidemiology. She went to Harvard, Princeton, and Columbia. She's a teacher at Columbia now, and she plays in my poker league. She was one of my first guests when this all started, and she has a lot of real facts. She also has a charity foundation in New York, and possibly I think it's from Staten Island, that she goes out and she helps those in need. So I think she'd be a great guest for you to have. I'll make sure you do that.
Bring her on.
Yeah, and she has really she has the legitimate facts. She's not going to give you speculation. She doesn't give you her opinion. She doesn't give any scare tactics. She's just be aware that this is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, and we could all make it through it. We just have to be conscious. Yeah, man. Sorry. You know what? This is funny because I never get to talk with any serious tone to me usually on my own stuff. So I get to do it here. I like it. Only Bloomy in the morning. I won't do this anywhere else.
For Bloomy, can we talk serious? But no, they know it's how it spreads. That's how it's spreading so quick, is because how infectious and how transmittable this is from person to person. And they know it. It's science again, you know, and that's how the numbers have ballooned. Look, we're at 2.5 million cases right now. A month ago, we were at 100,000 cases in the world. We're at 2.5 million. that we know of. Those are positive tests. So there's probably 6 or 7 million people that have it.
But you see how this leads to my point about earlier when we were talking about technology? It can be good and bad. Now, your aunt is like, I don't believe you. Like, I'm reading stuff that says this. And then you're saying, this is science. I'm reading stuff that says this. But there's so much information. We have too much information at this moment.
Yeah.
That, you know, it kind of played against what I don't know. And I don't want to be all crazy conspiracy, but when they were able to control one medium and there were only newspapers, it's much easier. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a chess player, you don't just control a medium. You put so much information that nobody will choose the proper medium. You know, you can't choose one solid source. News to me, and I'm very non-political, I'm none of that. So I feel like all of it is coming across with a tone of this is what you should believe as opposed to this is what I'm reporting. You know, what do you do? So I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's true. There's too much crap out there. Oh, look, they came back at the exact same time. Well,
sorry, guys.
They were talking about it.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, come on. You don't have anything to say about Tom and his appearance?
Tom, what about him?
He doesn't even pay attention. He pays no attention. No
what?
mind.
He's on a green screen and he's probably wearing a green shirt, and that's why we don't see him.
I love you, Maz.
So Tom, cousin Richie texted me 12:30 last night.
Did he? What did he say?
Somebody's following him. He got a friend request from somebody that we have a mutual friend on, and he wants to know why they friend requested him.
That's my cousin Richie right there. That's an exact question that would come from him.
I don't know why. And he goes, well, identify who they are, so I should know if I should accept them or not. I said, bro, it's Instagram. Who cares? I don't people I don't know. Okay, what's your password so I can go on? I said, I don't know my password. It was what, you don't trust me? I'm like, no, I don't fucking know my password.
Yeah, he is my special cousin Richie.
Special cousin Richie.
If we could get him on the show, he's a character for sure.
Is that like Uncle Joe?
But he'll never come on. He came on. Oh, no. He didn't come on because I called him right after we were on a cast. The first time I was on your cast, I was like, why didn't you jump on when Moss called you? He's like, I'm not going on that. He doesn't believe in social media. He's like, I'm not doing it.
We should get him on. Try, Moss. Make some calls. You got pulled. Christina, did you get your McDonald's?
Yeah,
she ate it already.
I didn't even say it.
I've been chomping on that the whole time. Yeah, it was good. And I got my giant coffee.
I did see the coffee. The Golden Arches. That was a great movie. What is it? The Founders or with?
I didn't actually watch that. That was good.
Yeah, well, to see how they fucked that. You see, now you got me cursing by how they screwed everyone out, and
it's Banis' fault.
I'm a bad influence.
Yeah, you're a bad influence. Yeah. So,
did you have a hash brown, Christina?
No, I didn't. I had a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
How don't you add the hash brown to that? I feel like the hash brown.
You know why? Because I love the hash browns, and I would have gotten a hash brown. But my thing is, I like the hash browns with the syrup, and you can't just get the syrup on the side when you're ordering on DoorDash. So it would have been a waste of a hash brown without
order pancakes just to get the syrup.
And I wasn't going to order pancakes just to get the syrup.
Their pancakes are the best. I love.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not that hungry right now.
We need to start. Somebody start a web page that it's all Staten Islanders delivering to other Staten Islanders, with no major corporation gets a piece of it, and I'll put money straight in the Venmo to do the shopping. I'm doing that with my guys. I'm paying people that you know. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like people have to just support people they know. Everybody knows somebody.
I tipped the guy on the app, and I felt bad because the tip for 20% was like $1.73. So I threw him a $5 when he came to my door, and he was like so happy that he got an extra tip. I was like, all right, bro, like you're going out for me, like, you know.
Hopefully that $5 doesn't have Corona on it.
Well,
does anybody else have that problem? I find the problem right now is I am usually Moss will definitely have this problem. I'm usually a cash person. So now that I'm paying everything with a credit card for non-contact, I'm stuck with just cash money that you're not transitioning to the bank. So I'm not doing a bank. So now I'm tipping.
I'm still paying cash. He's rubbing it, coughing on it, and giving it to him.
No mask, no gloves.
I go to the bank. And I cash my paycheck.
Yeah.
I cash my direct deposit. Let it be correct.
As he's going to get the cash out of the drawer. Hold on.
Yeah. I was stack 100.
He needed an updated license in my 2019 mortgage statement, so I can finish my taxes. But the bottom line is is that I like to have a real sense of money. I think it's very, very important. I think Americans in general live outside of their means, and I feel that it's very, very, very important to be real. And how do you be real and be relevant? You stay current with your bills. Right now, Partners in Sound, we're not out of business. We're just, we're kind of on hiatus, right? Every week we pay our bills in full. Why? Because I know every day when I log into that bank account, if I log into that bank account and at the end of the day and there's $5,000 or $5 million, I know that that's my money. Very, very important to be that way.
I think this is teaching people to be more financially conscious. Like, people are learning that you can't live paycheck to paycheck or bury yourself in credit card debt. Like, there's not. I'm very much of Matz's school of thought as well. Like, to make sure that I don't buy things I can't just buy. So I don't bury myself in debt. I don't do that. But I'm one of the few people now that is like, all right, this doesn't bother me. I have 6 months ready. I was like, everybody else is like, oh, how am I going to pay my credit card bills? But we shouldn't be living on, like, society shouldn't be living in a crazy credit.
But I think they say in the United States, I think it was a crazy number, like 80% don't have less than one paycheck in the bank.
Yeah, they said people can't afford a $500 expense before this happened.
Right.
So now what are they doing? Like, what are some of those people doing?
I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anybody.
I'm not knocking anybody. I've been there. I remember living when, there was a time where I was overdrafting my bank account and the banks were shifting numbers around, right? They would move the big one in instead of the small one. So I would get hit with $35 charges.
That's the most annoying thing ever, by the way, because
they made the law that they had to shift it, right? But I've been there. I lived a life where I didn't do it, and you learn from it and get yourself out. Luckily, I was able to dig myself out and change.
Yeah, but it's not a knock. It's that people need to become more conscious that you can't live in debt. Like, you shouldn't live in debt. There's no reason for it.
Right. Just because you can get a 0% interest at Best Buy, you could buy $10,000 in TVs and equipment doesn't mean you should do that. To pay it over years.
Yeah.
There's a place to do it, but you got to understand, right? When I was in Arizona, there was a point where I had credit cards maxed out. I'm not going to really get into the whole story here because it's a crazy story, but it wasn't my fault. It was a person that I was dating at the time, but it took me years to dig out.
That's all it takes, though. I mean, it falls on your friggin' name, and that's it. Doesn't matter who used it.
Right, and it was crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm definitely not knocking. And the one thing that I wish I could get the people, because I didn't do, and as many of like my mentors tried to tell me, even if it's a $15, $25 a paycheck you put into a 401k when you're young, do it, right? When you're 20 years old, you're like, I don't need that. I want all the cash I could get. Even a little bit, like $100 a month from 20 to the time you retire will boom, do the interest. And,
absolutely.
I'm a dope. I didn't do that. Like, I'm bad at that. Bad. Like, I didn't realize it that you needed to save for the future. That was not something that. What's up, Dave? How are you, sir?
Dave, what's up, bud?
How much you save, folks?
Go ahead, Mas.
It's not how much you make; it's how much you save, guys. And
yeah, for sure.
Guys, I'm a spender. I'm not going to lie to you, but I have my reserve, and I have what I feel is appropriate for me to. Sleep well at night, even though I don't sleep at all. And I if you have, if you think 1 month's worth of bills is enough for you, hey, 2 months, 3 months, 10 months. Hold on, someone's knocking.
I think you need to think that you need a reserve just in case something happens.
You need 1 year's reserve, guys.
And even a business needs a reserve. A business
needs more of a reserve than a person. Right. A business needs to be so far back, like, people don't understand. They're like, oh, you made this much. Yeah, but you don't make it. Your business is making it. You're only making what you're getting paid.
You got to keep it in the business so the business can continue to grow and do different things.
Absolutely. It costs money to make money. That's a true statement. So whatever comes in through your business is not your money.
Right. And you have to spend money to make money. That's the one thing that a lot of business owners don't get. A lot of business owners feel like, I should just go like that in business and everything. No, you need to spend money. Now you got to figure out smart ways to spend money, right? So there's two types of when you spend. Like whenever I look into something, I look at is it an expense or is it an investment, right? My employees are not an expense to me. They're an investment, right? They're growing my business. Christina isn't costing me money. Christina is helping to bring business in, growing the brand. My techs are keeping people happy, so we keep new customers coming. Same thing when you look at a marketing tool or any expense in my business. Is it an investment or expense? Expenses are ones you want to cut out. Investment you want to keep going. We're going to keep making you money, and that's what most businesses don't get.
Absolutely.
And I like to think of like as a tech company, are we expensive? Yes, we are not the cheapest. We're not the most expensive, but we are not an expense to you. We are an investment. By us handling your IT, we're protecting your business. We're protecting you from getting hit with the ransomware, from being hit with data breaches, data loss. But we're also giving you the ability to take the time to work on your business. And that's what a lot of business owners don't do. And we talked about this, I think, on Midday yesterday, right? If a business owner's like, oh, I know a little IT, I could do it. But now you spend 10 hours a month focusing on IT, like 10 hours a month, you could focus on what you do best. And so if it costs me to do work for you $2,000 a month, let's say, but now in the 10 hours you save, you can make $30,000. That was the
no-brainer.
And that's what a lot of businesses don't get. And, and they'll spend $500,000 opening and have no marketing money. Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That is
Good
a
point,
fact.
George.
Right. Marketing.
That's so frustrating. Like, how are you expecting to grow your business if you put $0 into the growth of your business? It's like, what do you expect to happen?
But I'm not gonna lie, I guerrilla market like crazy. This whole adaptation, part of this to me is only because
desperate times. I mean, that's
this is not my space. This is Todd's space. I'm just trying to jump into it, like hop into it and see what we could do.
Right, and it makes, and George owns a PR marketing company, right? So the buying agency, and they do great work, and some of my best friends use them as clients. Barry's Auto Body, and he does some great work. Like he's done videos that you would like, Todd. They did like a little fake commercial that had, I think, 100,000, views. It might be crazy. I don't even know what it's at this point.
Sorry, guys.
That's awesome.
Mary locked herself out.
Who?
Mary.
Oh,
she comes in once a week to just cut some checks.
And Moss will be the first to understand that you got to spend money on marketing, right? You got to market your business, and we are. Unfortunately, on Staten Island, we have it a little different than everywhere else in the world, right? So, like, I sit and I talk about a lot in IT organizations, and they talk about, market. All you have to do is put an ad in the print or do this on social media, and the business comes running to you. No, we know in Staten Island it doesn't work that way. In Staten Island, it's who you know, it's the referrals. It's, when someone hears Mike does Moss's IT and they know I need IT, they go, Moss, hey, Moss, who do you use? Why do you use them? Oh, you like Bloomy? Bloomy's good? All right, let me get Bloomy's number. So Staten Island is is very different.
Staten Island is a very unique market. It's totally a different animal.
Totally is, but at the same point, you still need to market yourself because you still need to have that brand recognition so you're not marketing in the sense to get that cold call. It's different. But you're marketing, so when they say, Moss says, yeah, I use Tech Geek. Oh, I know Tech Geek. He's over there. I see he's with the Michael's Cause events. I see he's there. I recognize that. All right, great. Thanks, Moss. So we are a totally unique animal, and it takes some understanding to get used to. So I get frustrated. Like I'm in a number of peer groups, and they talk about things they do. And I'm like, yeah, that won't work here. Oh, yes, it will. I'm like, no, it won't. That'll be a complete.
Know your market. Number one, guys. Number two, just honestly, just doing the right thing by the community.
You're very good at that.
My partner Mike just called me. He's actually watching. He said we're doing a great job. There was a non-for-profit that we were doing an event for. They were doing a fundraiser to raise money to purchase, something. I don't want to put too much out there to finish paying off their building or whatever. An NFP, they gave us a deposit and they asked us if we would issue them back a refund. They were booking us to raise money. I mean, do I agree with it? Do I disagree with it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, so that Mike was just calling me and how we want to handle it. So it's just a matter of just doing the right thing, right? And Staten Island is a very, very small, unique place. And it's very, very, very important to just, if, you know what sucks about Staten Island? Let's back up a little bit. We do 1,000 good things, but
facts.
One bad thing you do, that's what everyone remembers.
Of course.
And it sucks. It's a sucky situation. We help non-for-profits. We help people, and it just, that's the only bad thing about the community.
But that's not Staten Island unique. That's everywhere. Just look at the internet. Look at Yelp reviews, right? It's all the great ones, and then everyone's focusing on the bad.
That's people. That's people in general, I think.
We like negativity.
Well, that's Yelp when you don't put money into them.
Well,
that's actually Yelp.
You know what's funny? Yelp, I have all good reviews, and they still call me to advertise. I'm like, what? Yelp is not my forum. I don't think it's my forum. I don't think that's where I belong.
Every week, this girl, Tiffany, hey, it's Tiffany from Yelp. I'm like, Tiffany, I'm not interested. No, I just need to tell you about this, Tiffany. I got to go. Oh, but wait, hold on. Not interested. Hang up. And I try to be polite. I don't want to be like, get the fuck out of here. I
let everybody pitch. Anybody that calls me with a cold call sale, I will let them pitch because I want to see if I could learn something from whatever their pitch is. But Yelp, people will spend 7 hours on the phone with you. I have to put them on in the background while I'm doing work. And
one thing that I will say about Yelp, and I've made videos about this before because I've had clients from doing marketing that have had Yelp horror stories. I've actually had two pretty predominant clients tell me the same story, so I know they're not lying. Yelp will call you like every business. They're going to call you to try and get you to spend money for ads. And then when you say, no, I'm good or whatever, all of a sudden, say you have 4 5-star ads, 2-star ad, and 1 1-star ad. All of a sudden, your 5-star ads are going to disappear. Your 1-star ads are going to be brought to the top, and you're going to call Yelp saying, what the fuck happened? And they're going to say, we have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not us, it's an algorithm.
And then all of a sudden you say, all right, I'll put some money into the ads, and your 5 stars magically reappear. So I always tell people, if Yelp is calling you, the best bet is not to tell them, no, I'm not interested. It's to tell them, give me a little bit of time. I'll call me back in a month. Just keep putting them off. This way they don't have a reason to say oh, fuck this guy. I'm going to take his reviews down because, some people don't realize, especially, you don't realize your tone when you're talking to people, especially if you need to get a point across, no, I'm not interested. It could be quite abrupt. And the worst thing you need to do is to be abrupt to people that have so much control, like the people like Yelp, because that really is the reputation of your business. When people are Googling you, that's one of the top things that are going to come up. So it's best to not put yourself or your business in a position where they're going to want to be vengeful, Yeah.
This is super interesting. Did you just you got approved over here? Submission confirmed?
You're officially unemployed?
I'm officially unemployed.
Are you allowed to do the show then? Should we have to take the PISP thing down?
Whatever. I don't care. We don't know if I'll get it, but I'm going to I just want to report to our millions and millions of viewers. The process took 10 minutes. It was it was pretty painless.
Google is helping them.
Wait. Hold on. Now I want to go back on this. I submitted that because they told me I had to apply for it and get denied because as a business owner we can't receive unemployment, but that's the only way we can get access to the PUA and PUC.
It depends. You can get the 600 a week. It depends on what you are. Certain business owners are able to get state. Are you a W-2? Are you a K-1? There's different options. I was just reporting that, for those people that have been frustrated that they haven't been able to get through. I went on last night at about 6:45, and I was done by about 7:05.
So I think the system's gotten a lot better because I was on it in the beginning and it was beyond frustrating.
You were on when the whole world. I mean, let's be honest. Most people have been unemployed now 6 weeks, and I finally, did it. So I waited. Maybe I was stupid.
Yeah.
I wasn't. That was my prerogative. That's what I chose to do.
But if it retros, you're not in bad shape.
Yeah, but it's okay. You know what? I'll be honest. For me, I was holding out. I really thought we were going back to work May 1st. So obviously, I held out. I thought it was kind of a sign to try to hold out. So it's okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your perspective. Even though we have varying perspectives, I totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, Tom, did you apply for New York or New Jersey?
Me?
Yeah.
It's funny because my businesses, I have multiple businesses, but the business in New Jersey, my brother applied because he lives in New Jersey. I apply in New York because I live in New York. But then I have to give all the information from my Jersey business because that's where a large portion of my income comes through. And they said their response was legitimately when I got through was, we don't know what's going to happen. So this is brand new to the world. We can't tell you how it's going to happen. The federal government doesn't. They've released funds, but they don't know how to process it all. They're like, so you just gonna have to wait. So, but I don't mind waiting. I'll let it sit there in the limbo. But at least I'm on. I feel like you're on the line. If you're not on the line, it was difficult. You know what, Mas? I just had. Are you involved in the Mafia Casino night at the Hilton? I was supposed to be on March.
I think it's the only non-for-profit that I don't think we do anything.
I'm going to get you in with me because I just got my foot in the door. They just contacted me. So I was doing it this year, just the poker portion. And now they postponed it till March 21st, 2021. That was a full year. So do you count that as a postponement or a cancellation? What do you think?
So, I mean, let's be politically correct, okay?
Yeah.
If you lost the services for this year, it's lost revenue. The event was canceled for 2020. All you've done is guaranteed revenue for 2021. In the book of Massimo Dodana, one in the hand is worth a lot more than two in the bush.
Agreed.
I look at it as you've secured revenue for the future. One of the reasons why in 1999, senior year of high school, all my friends took city tests, and I was, we didn't come from a family of city workers. So I think city employees typically get a city job because mom and dad instill them to, look at Steve Perez. I mean, we joke about it. He was drunk coming home from Silo. His father, 6 o'clock in the morning, made him go take the sanitation test. We don't know how he passed it, but he passed it.
Yeah.
He was like 18. He was like the youngest kid. He got on at sanitation. He took the test at 17 and a half, got on at 18 and a half. He's eligible for retirement this year, 38 and a half.
Good for him.
So, exactly. So one of the reasons why I was so adamant, and Tom, you used to be a DJ. I mean, I know you still do some events, but you're predominantly more, on that.
Casino, yeah.
Not that you used to be a DJ, but you don't have a full-time entertainment company anymore. I was advised, and I said, you know what's great about my business? On January 1st, I know how much money I'm going to make for the year. And people say, well, what do you mean? I said, one of the good things about what I did for a living, at that time, what I was doing for a living was people used to book events minimum 12 to 18 months out. So you can gauge the crystal ball. I can look at the crystal ball and say, okay, we're going to do $1 million in business this year. We're going to do
baseline.
We could expand. Wow, business is down this year. We have to, and things obviously changed with time. But that was one of the main reasons why I got into this business was I felt very, very confident that people were always going to book way in advance, and I had guaranteed receivables. In essence, my, global pandemic of Corona. But with all due respect, everything changes, right? So that was one of the reasons why I took this course of a livelihood and a business. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, that's for me. I think someone saying, "Hey," and I don't know what your policy is with deposit. Can we apply our deposit towards next year? I think that's good business. I think you've guaranteed receivables, and I hope that you've locked in a client for life.
Yeah, I was all about that. I gave back more money this year than ever, but it was just no questions asked. All my non-refundable, I was like, make sure you tell people that I did the right thing.
I'll battle you on that live, on the air or off the air. I personally don't think you are eligible to refund a single deposit. Reason being is that, number one, you don't know legally if you're obligated to.
I don't think I was legally obligated to. I think it was a moral obligation is why I did it. I didn't do it for legal obligations, for sure. Because I think it might have been stupid on my part. I'm not going to lie. I am not as successful as I could be in business because I'm not as cutthroat as I should be in business.
Well, no. Success has nothing to do with wealth and has nothing to do with being cutthroat. But, maybe your operation is a little bit different. I mean, I have 50 somewhat employees that look to me for guidance.
I know.
And it's important in our company. Do we need those deposits? No, but I want to guarantee that my employees are going to work when we get back to this. And
I know. See, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't do it like you're doing. I can't pay them their standard check. I'm still sending out money to my guys that are with my main guys, and then I'm trying to create revenue for my other guys. The other day, I had one of my tournament directors. He's totally a 1099, and I just need to create something for him to do. So he's like, he volunteered to do curbside delivery of the shirts that we're selling to support the business. So now people would tip him. So now they would pay in, they would give a tip on top, and then I shoot him over the money for the tip. You know what's sick about this is I don't sell shirts for a living, but now my accountant was like, okay, whatever money's coming through this account on the Zelle has to get paid taxes on. So I didn't factor tax into these support shirts and then delivery pay and everything else. But I'm adapting. I'm trying to learn to adapt and get through it, you know?
There's nothing wrong with adapting, but I can tell you one thing. Doing this, I'm 38 years old. I've been doing this since sophomore year of high school. Let's start really like 99, 2000. In the 20 years that I've been doing this, I've had people walk into my office, cry to my face, telling me that their daughter is dying of a terminal disease. Can you please give me back their money for their party, just to find out that they want to book another DJ?
That's shitty. Yeah, I don't think.
Times. So the whole, and it all contingent, right? It's all contingent on what goes on. And Jennifer's listening. She's heard 1,000 stories. People, I don't need, it's just, you booked us, allow me to render services. I don't need your deposit. I told and I'm going to be as basic can be. If an employee that works for Partners in Sound, and I'm not disclosing that this is factual, makes $1,000 a week, or he or she has 52 weeks a year to make $1,000 performing at events. My argument is, what's the difference if you make that 52,000 in 26 weeks? I want to ensure that my staff goes back to work and makes up lost revenue. And at the end of the day, okay, if my staff can come back and work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 26 weeks to make up for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday they lost for this quarter, I want their W-2 at the end of the day to be where it is. And that's why, and I've told clients that, said, listen, I really want my money back. You don't want to have a big party? No problem. Let me send you you have a backyard? You got a pool? Let me send you a DJ and MC to do a pool party for you so I can make sure that my staff still provides for their family. The way you're supporting a restaurant, the way you're supporting small business.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally get it.
For us.
No, listen, I see both sides of the coin. I don't think a lot of people will see both sides of it. And I'm not saying that I think non-refundable deposits are a case in every point of business. Like if this wasn't a pandemic, then I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, everybody gets their money back if they reach out to me for it. But I'm at where it's such a weird point. And I agree. You're maintaining for your crew. I'm trying to find ways for my crew to adapt because I'm hoping that the 1099 stuff takes care of them. And I called a bunch of my main guys and I was like, listen, make sure you apply for this unemployment insurance. 1099 is available. It's the only time it's ever going to happen as a subcontractor.
It's a hard coin, Jen. You're right. And here's the thing. If you're going to give it back, why even take it?
Yeah, I know. I hear you on that.
And that's a line of Anthony Girardi. And I got to give my partner, Anthony, credit. I listen, it's a case-by-case basis, right? I agree. We had a client, and I think we disclosed this a few weeks ago. We had a client. They were having a 50th wedding anniversary. The guy was in his late 70s. The woman was in her late 70s, and the woman was in her late 70s. The groom was in his early 80s. There's no reason why they should be having a party. The venue decided to refund their deposit. We followed suit with the venue. It was a small $200 deposit, but they have no business having a party. And the guy who told me on the phone, he's like, listen, I really want to have this party. I said, let's make sure you worry about your health. You come see us in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And we'll laugh about this. And you know what? I normally don't go out on events. I love to come there and toast your wife and you on your 50th anniversary. I said, but I'm not having champagne. I'm having scotch. And make sure it's McAllen. But outside of that, or I'll bring my own. But outside of that, that's the right thing to do. A bride, I've said this to dozens of brides. I'm married 15 years. 6 months later, 6 months now, 6 months ago, forever is forever. Kick the can down the road 6 months. Give yourself 6 more months to save. And you know what? Add little enhancements to make your day that much better. Get the lobster at the cocktail hour, okay? maybe add that extra photographer or videographer for your special day. You know, instead of 2 Sparks, have 4 Sparks with their class platinum entertainment. It's okay. You know, I mean, give yourself a little more time. Sweet 16, I came up with a great concept. I have to give credit. Sage in our office came up with a great concept. No big deal. No Sweet 16. Okay, let's make it a Super 17. Let's celebrate your birthday. Give mom and dad a couple extra months to make that day that much extra. And when you come out of your birthday, maybe there'll be a car in front of the catering hall that mom and dad were thinking about getting you anyway. Some people may use the pandemic as an excuse to take advantage. You really need to do some decorative work.
I think he's talking about you about decorative work, but you know what? I think people may use this as an excuse. It's tough, man. I think the pandemic's this is a tough situation. It is a case by case basis. I feel like I will give it back now, but it got to take it into account. Somebody, listen, I've had 90th birthdays postponed on me because I'm the same thing. Casino is very geared towards a much older demographic. So I do a lot of 90th, 100th, and this and that. I can't guarantee they're coming back, and I can't have the conversation with them if they pass away. Like, I don't want to deal with the mortality issue.
You're a smaller operation.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. And I'm not knocking your end of it. You know, I feel like you make a very valid point. I think you make a smarter point than I do.
It's not about smarter. It's about taking it on a case by case basis. I had a conversation with a woman yesterday. She's in the events industry.
Yeah.
So I understand I'm paying more than ever. She goes, listen, I don't want my deposit back, but if things get hairy in a couple of months, can I count on you taking care of me? I said, let's hope we're all back to work. Do you need it right now? She goes, no. I said, call me in a month or 2. Let's see what happens. You know, and I know who the woman is. Her and her husband do what we do for a living, Tom. They're not working. You know, so I mean, but we've unfortunately, and Jennifer will agree, and so will my partner Mike, who are listening, most people lie.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And I am the most, I mean, for Christ's sakes, I do more for charity than anyone else you probably know. And if you're really on the, you know, the brink of not being able to do it, maybe I'll give you a party for free because that's how charitable I am. But don't lie. We've been lied to a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and I've even gone down the road with refunding clients years ago when you know, and this happened a lot in the wedding business where, you know, maybe someone wasn't as faithful as they should have been on the bachelor or bachelorette party. And then you turn around and you refund them because you feel bad and think they're going to come back and use you. And 10 years later or 5 years later, they wind up getting remarried and they don't even give you the opportunity. Not my fault that, you know, it's a tough situation, guys. It's tough.
You want to know a funny story? Back when I was doing more of the entertainment end of it, I had a couple that's exactly what happened. Somebody cheated. They came back and then they were like, you had a stranger call up that the wife didn't even want to talk to you. And you're like, what do you do with this? I gave them both the credit. I see that in that situation, it's not my fault. You made a bad decision on who you're marrying.
Corona's
Give
not
credit
your
for
fault.
each of you.
Corona's not your fault. You didn't ask for it.
I hear that, man. I get it. You know what? You make a very valid point. I'm learning from you, Mas. I'm learning from everything I do. So
unfortunately, Tom, what you've done was very, very, very ethical. And that was really, really nice of you. But it's people like you that take that stance that puts people like the Nicocha Group and Partners in Sound with our back against the wall because you don't have 1,000 employees like Rich and Lois Nicocha do that they have relying to. You know, and I'm not knocking you.
No, I totally get it. I totally get it. I totally get what you're saying.
Mrs. Jane Doe is going to be like, well, Tom Banis gave me back his money. Well, Tom Banis doesn't have a $250,000 a week payroll. I have no idea what the Nicocha payroll is a week, not my business, but I can only imagine 1,000 employees, right? I know what my payroll is for our 40, 50 guys. I can't even imagine what theirs is. But ultimately, that's the problem. There's no, you know, regulation. And the lawmakers don't have, we spoke to Jim Thompson. We spoke to attorneys. Are we forced to give it back? Should we give it back? Should we not give it back? Is it ethical to give it back? Do we want to give it back? Do we not want to give it back? Do we want to, you know, we've heard the story. So many people.
The goodwill. It's all about goodwill and this and that. And like how, like we were saying with Yelp, how people speak of you rings out. So usually, I don't know, man. It's a really sticky. This is a really serious topic for a lot of people that are in our type of industries because we're all in this together. And like I was saying, I don't think anybody's going to, the normal person who is the person that's doing the booking of this and that doesn't see the other side of it. They only see their side. Most people in life only see their own perspective. So they don't take into account everybody else's perspective. I agree with you.
Most people don't care. I don't give a shit about them. I don't care if Massimo Madonna's kids are living in a cardboard box. I don't care if they have food on their table. Not my problem. My family's more important than yours. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
This is a great entertainer talk, by the way. Like Billy Keegan, Mike G, all of them that are in this are all in this industry. I feel like all of these guys definitely have an opinion. What's up, Billy?
Yeah,
What's up, Mike?
it sucks. It sucks. Give me the opportunity to work. Let me work for you. That's all I'm asking for. And
me too, man. I hear you.
Everyone that I've spoken to, at the end of the day, when I have those conversations with them, they really, they get it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start taking a different line on this. I'm gonna go into some deep meditation contemplation. But I agree, it is very case by case.
Tom, don't change the way you do business for anybody.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have the stance of not taking a deposit, of always refunding, then don't even take the deposit.
No, I don't always refund. I do not. Don't get me wrong. It is in the contract. It's not always a refund, but with exceptional circumstance, that I lean on the side of empathy, which might not be right. That's bad business, but it makes me feel better as a person. That's why I'm telling, and I'm being so honest on this cast. I don't think I'm as successful as I could be because I'm too empathetic to the other person's needs. But I also think that's
why you are successful, because I think you are very successful. I look at you as a regular guy from Staten Island that took casino events, which is not my favorite thing to do. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather go to AC and play for real money.
Really niche.
But you could have bought mediocre product, but you decided to take the high-end route, buy Atlantic City quality product, and offer a different high-end product when most of your competition takes a folding table and makes it themselves, and it's half-ass. So you are very successful because, again, 20 years ago, Tom Banis is going to be a fucking pit boss and down to the felt. Get the hell out of here. This will never work.
Yeah, it's crazy. My landlord didn't think when I first opened my business 15 years ago, we opened our business. I did it with a handshake. I was like, I promise. But my business on Staten Island, the first launch. But I couldn't do the business on the island that I did out of Jersey. My Manhattan clients rather deal with my Jersey address, which drove me nuts.
People hate
Staten Island. Like you were saying before, people they focus on like the 3 bad TV shows that come off of Staten Island, and they 100%. Don't look at all the good things that come off of this island.
100%.
Make a good TV show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we need a television network back dedicated to the all good on Staten Island.
Oh, and I that you have empathy. You care about people, because I'm the same way. Like when I had a client today who's closing down and wants to cancel services. Unfortunately, I'm in a contract. Could I go and say no? You can't. We got another 4 months. No, I get it. I wish you the best of luck.
Mike, you've offered free IT service to anybody that's your client that's not. You don't have to do that. You're paying Jimmy to sit home and go have barbecues with his friends when he's supposed to be social distancing. You can't do no more. You could have and listen, I love Jimmy, but you could have very easily turned around and said, Jimmy, there's no installs, go out on unemployment. You've turned around and allowed him, and still continue to pay him. And basically he's not an asset right now. He's a total deduction because he's not bringing in any money.
Right. And actually during all this, I'm planning to send them out on some jobs to do some server installs. I got an email from a client saying, can we use the time now at the couple locations? So I'm actually going to call him after. I was talking to my techs about it. And look, and then he did make me feel bad one day, and then it made me think, am I doing the wrong thing? He goes, I think I could have made more money if you put me on unemployment.
Yes.
He probably would.
It's true. It happens. It's happening right now.
I do the right thing at Megalon, and then he made me feel bad because like about 10 minutes later, because we were yelling across from Jimmy lives next door to me, so my front steps look at his backyard, so that's how we interact. And at like 10 minutes later, he's like, "I love you. Like thank you for everything you did. I was only joking around because I guess I was like, fine, I'll fire you as of Monday. But I didn't put payroll through yet. You want to be fired? You'll be done."
Dave, probably Dave's a bad example. We went past the 1 hour mark, and I think it's time to bounce. But 42 low cost ways to promote your business. Okay, paying your marketing.
Free ways to help.
Listen, I'm gonna bang through the list and then we'll end the show. Identify your best prospect. If you don't have a website, get one set up. Include a blog. Use basic SEO. Set up a business listing for your company on Google and Bing. Set up your business profile page on social media sites such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. If you're just starting out, get your business cards into the hands of everyone that can help you. Get several business cards to customers that are a service provider. Set up an email service. Talk to all the vendors from whom you buy products or services from. Attend meetings or professional groups. Pay for membership in those groups that attract your target customers. Become actively involved in 2 or 3 of these groups. Post interesting information and pictures regularly to your social media accounts, or start a talk show like us. Pay to boost your most popular post on social media site. Run a webinar. Look for something unusual about what you do and publicize it. Help reporters find you. Write an article that demonstrates your expertise. Publicize your political work.
Oh, he got a
As accident.
Ask for work or leads. Ask customers to review your business. This is free. Every one of my emails has a review. Give me a review. Tell me how good or great I am. Network with others who are doing the same type of work as you. Don't look as your competition as somebody that, is your competitor. Fuck you, Mike. That's it.
I feel like this is
22 out of 45 things. How many do I do?
You do a lot of those, no?
Every one of them.
Yeah. All right.
You left off number 1. Talk to Anthony Rapp.
Talk to
That to me, Moss.
So one thing that Christina and I both use is it's called Haro, right? It's HARO. It's Help a Reporter Out.
Yeah, HARO.
Register on the website, and reporters, you get it 2 times a day, in morning, evening. It'll say these reporters are looking for people to help with quotes or to talk about. You could be in Forbes magazine and different things because they look for experts in different fields and entertainment and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get out there, it's free, no cost. You sign up haro.com. And one of the things I was trying to mention earlier is
I actually think it's helpareporter.com. It's not haro.com.
really?
Yeah, I think it's helpareporter.com.
Did they tell you where you were used? Where your quote was used?
Yeah, it'll give you like who the media company. I mean, sometimes you can get some like pretty legit like features. Other times it's just like people's blogs and stuff. But it's worth scouring. They'll give you like 3 times a day. You get like a decent up to maybe like 100 like options to whatever like category you're in, and just if any of them pique your interest, you could just directly apply to the people.
Yeah, it is. It's
a couple times. It's worth it.
There you go.
So, and it's free, right? So it's a great way if you want to start trying to get your name out there. And I've been on it, and I've answered hundreds, and you every time you answer doesn't get you there, but that 1 or 2, and you could get on a real news source, and then they source you back, and because you're helping them. Yeah, so cool. You get on Fox News with a link back to Techie Geek, right? That's great.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That was a great tip. I'm definitely going to use that.
Helpareporter.com. She was right. It's called Haro, but the website's helpareporter.com. Mike Kawana's group is doing trying to do a food drive. So they're doing a curbside drop off to the Stapleton Church. Obviously, if you can't be there, there a couple of people have volunteered. They are accepting donations, and you could put in it that you're donating to the food drive. And the website is verazangokawanis.com. And this is one thing that we've talked about. Don't forget about the not-for-profits, right? They need us now more than ever. They're like a for business. So we keep talking about, keeping with our small business, giving money to, the restaurant you go to. Don't forget those not-for-profits that you've donated. The Call Bingy Fund, right? By giving them money, they're using that money to go and do great things in the community. The Meals on Wheels, they still need to deliver the meals. The Grace Foundation, On Your Mark, they're still providing services. Snug Harbor, all these different not-for-profits. Don't forget about them as well. And a lot of them are feeling the pain because they're trying, I speak with them, and Todd and I have been in meetings with them. They feel they don't want to come and request money. So they're kind of putting fundraising on hold because they're like, well, how can we ask for money? So it's important for us to remember they're there, and don't forget about them. They need us now more than ever as well. So we don't want to see arts and culture and disappear off Staten Island, right? Snug Harbor is huge for us. The last thing you want to do is see Snug Harbor disappear. So remember that. That's my little advice for the day. We're down to 6 minutes. Oh, Todd, what do you have to say?
Oh, parting words. That was good.
Oh, God. That's not within 6 feet. Oh, but
look at Dave in the. Oh, he's gone already. He left 30 minutes intro.
I need him to hold the ladder. The friggin' smoke detectors keep beeping. I got to change batteries. Then last time I did it, I was on FaceTime with Desiree. If I drop dead and like you hear me fall and you don't hear me, just call 911 and she goes, ready. So
she's just gonna look for the little box with all your information. That's all she was gonna do, Moss. If she.
She'll probably take my inheritance. All right, I'm out. Right. See you guys at Midday with Moss, 3 p.m.
Michael will be on Midday with Moss. Tom, thank you, Mr. Floating.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you anytime. That.